Greetings and salutations, all you beautiful individuals. It is another episode of League Unlock. Eric and Mark here with you fine folks to break down what is that actual games on the Rift. And no, we're not talking about the World Championship. We're talking about the actual most important international event of the year. That is the inaugural 2025 Asia Invitational, and all you needed to see was this opening ceremony to know how serious a competition this is when you have a bunch of random guys wearing masks of the players that would be going on stage, but this whole event is remote.
Oh my goodness, what an absolute banger of an event we have got cooked up here with a perfect setup for Worlds in all reality of what we have seen here. Yes, the Asian Selection International, whatever event we're going to call this one, Mickey Mouse
That's
2,
the real
whatever.
name.
Yeah, something along those lines I feel like is the proper one for this event. And not going to shake that label, yes, with the opening ceremony being the way that it was. But yes, getting those games, getting a little bit of action. There's some fun stuff to chat about before we continue looking ahead towards Worlds.
You move from the opening ceremony to having a masterpiece of predicting from a grasshopper in the cage. They let him out, and whatever side of the box he goes on, and I'm pretty sure he was 3 for 3 on the day. He at least got the first two right. Grasshopper going, picking over, barely eking his head over to one side to pick up Dplus Kia, getting the win against JDG, and probably the most hype matchup of the day. And as we knew heading into this event, Dplus probably going to look like a team that deserves to be at Worlds, and oops, little too late, guys.
All I got to say is, man, Worlds might have shocks on the broadcast, the Cadro co-stream, but do we have a grasshopper making the predictions? I don't think so.
Worlds might steal this bid,
Yeah, the production, there it is. They're taking that one over for another segment in the World Championship. But yes, Dplus Kia back out onto the Rift, and very much so putting together an effort, putting together a product that is indicating that, yes, just missing out on the World Championship is going to sting quite a little bit, but this is a performance that is showing at the very least they are still locked in for this year, I think is the appropriate way to look at this one, even with whatever minimal motivation there is for this event. Got to see Dplus Kia at least show out like this and put together a bit of a thumping out there onto JDG.
How about a future expanded format where you make the playing stage a little more, and you have the finalists from a tournament like this that go to the play-in stage to qualify for that Worlds event? Let's mash these two tournaments together.
I think that's a possibility, morphing something like this into the gauntlet of old that we used to have for World Championship spot. Some of the competition that we do still have for these final spots. I think that there is a way to work an event, work a tournament like this into it. And it's something that I think has been for a long time coming. Should have been what we've been doing for one of these final spots.
Some of the other matchups on the day, we had the all LCK throwdown, BNK versus Nongshim, and it took about a game and a half, but we finally got that Rookie of the Year Diabla to show up as he picked up MVP in game 2 and 3 for BNK to get a little Rise versus Legends revenge yet again, just like we saw in the playoff bracket of the LCK.
Oh, yes, sir. We're getting another healthy dosage of this one, and I'm sure all of the Diablo fans out there getting another healthy dosage of our boy dishing out some key damage, making some big plays. That's what you want to be seeing from him here. I think this is one of those ones where, yes, you can talk about on the other side, looking at squads like Dplus Kia, like JDG, who get another opportunity at this event to show that they did have some of that teeth, some of that firepower that was why they were considered, contenders for one of these World Championship spots. And then you can go on the flip side and look at the matchup like this, where sure, maybe that is part of the angle. But for more so for me, it is looking at a prospect, looking at a young player, continue to get experience, get some international type of experience as well. This one isn't that type of matchup, all LCK, but certainly one of the things that I think that is an angle at this event, and we are already seeing, again, more runway, more impressive results from someone like Diablo to keep building off of for his career.
Yeah, it's just more VODs for teams to look at when they want to sign him a big paycheck for 2026, which is, I think at this point, if I'm him, I'm not going to tell the team, but that's your ultimate goal going forward, because he's going to sign with a at least pretty decent playoff LCK team.
I think that there hasn't been, at least for a year or two, there hasn't been someone in quite a spot like this that is showing that type of heat, showing that type of promise as a prospect, the way that Diable is. And again, an event like this, one of these opportunities where, again, you're going to continue on. Your next matchups are going to be international. Having those type of things in your corner and in your pocket to keep building off of on an event that didn't exist beforehand is a very good thing that I think I like to see here for this team and for this young player.
Most lopsided series of the day was the LPL versus VCS. I know it's not actually the VCS, LCP, but it was GAM versus Weibo, and LPL definitely showcasing why they are that top tier major region. We did get to see Levi pull out a little bit of a Shyvana action, but he was getting a little bit gapped by Tien, and even dying level 2 to a Scion on his Krugs, which always feels a little bad.
Oh, that one was an ugly look there for you, boy. But I think what you can take away from this one is on that side of Weibo, where you're looking, I think, a little more so for Weibo to be like a Dplus Kia, to show you that, fire, show you a bit of that heat of why they were somewhat in that conversation around playoffs, around a world championship type of spot possibility. That's something I think you want to see from that organization. And then as well, you're seeing from them and from GAM as well, the meta. That's what I think is going to be one of the things that you are going to be taking away from this event, understanding maybe, a couple changes still here to come, but more or less going to be about as close as you can get a look to what you will be seeing out there on Summoner's Rift when it is time for the World Championship to get underway.
Get an all LPL showdown in day 2, JDG and Weibo, NIP. DoomB and the boys going to be making their debut against Diable and FX, but really everyone's going to be following the prediction rate of the Grasshopper throughout this entire event. I think that's the main story going forward now, right?
It kind of is, as part of it meme and silly, but part of it being serious, where the prediction is coming through, and just how absolutely out there it is to see it getting that type of attention, and how bonkers and silly it is to see the cameras zoomed all the way in on a Grasshopper in a box. But that's what it takes sometimes to generate content, to generate some type of entertainment for a broadcast.
And here we are talking about it. So mission accomplished for the organizers of this event. They got us. They bamboozled us to have us talking about it. But we'll be back to break down more action throughout this for fun tournament, as well as start deep diving more so into these Worlds previews. But that is it today for League Unlock. Eric and Mark here with you. Absolute beauties. Thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you on that flippity flip.